Welcome back to our Spicy Taco podcast. I am Daniel Asada.
I'm Carlos Chorizo.
And Ernesto el Pastor here.
And we lied.
We lied.
Liars.
But I bet you already knew that. Anyway, so this week we'll be talking about euthanasia. Assisted suicide, if you will.
I'm lying.
But they're back. I don't know if you guys know anything about that. Do you know anything about that?
Yes.
Do you know anything about that?
A little bit.
A little bit. Basically, do you want to tell us what it is?
Okay, I'll try my best to explain what it is. Assisted suicide. When you want to commit suicide. No. Is it when you go to like a clinic or a place where they kind of like inject you, like lethally inject you, but it's your choice to, basically, for whatever reason, like.
So the concept is, you decide that whatever suffering you're going through or whatever, you've had enough of it, and you're basically signing your life away. You're saying I want to end it in the least painful way. Whether that the shot there or however it means that they have to do it. I think it's the shot. It doesn't have to be at a clinic. You just need an authorized doctor and such. Depending on the laws in the country or city that you're in, the doctor can come to your home residence. Because some people don't want to be in a hospital for the rest of their life. So they're like, you know what? I'm ready to go, but I want to go, in my home, in my own terms. And they sign that waiver.
Like for medical stuff, too. Because what I'm thinking, I'm just thinking about, like, I'm done. Let's just go take care of this.
No. So typically it's health reasons, like like maybe cancer, HIV, some kind of excruciating pain, stuff like that. Like they're just like, you know what, I'm going through this all the time, and I just don't want to have it. But the conversation is basically, where do we draw the line for that? Because recently, there's been conversation of like there's other reasons why someone might want to end their life. Depression, as you stated, stress and stuff like that. And okay, if they sign their life away, they sign that waiver, like that's where the controversy, I think, kicks in.
What this all reminds me of when you said euthanasia, when you first said we're going to do that Futurama episode where the guy goes into like the phone booth and he just, I don't know if you ever watched Futurama.
I never watched it.
And he just ends it, and then it's just the booth, just in the middle of the street. Like you're done, you just go in the booth, and then boom, you're done.
Oh my God,
no,
Jesus, no. So basically, as Latinos, there's a lot of like religion involved because, for the most part, Hispanics and whatnot are very Catholic, very religious. And Pope Francis actually tweeted about euthanasia, saying, "Euthanasia and assisted suicide are a defeat for all. We are called never to abandon those who are suffering, never giving up, but caring and loving to restore hope." So basically, the argument is, religiously speaking, you're not supposed to commit suicide. You're not supposed to end your own life. Your life ends when God decides it needs to end. So it makes it really difficult in a lot of, like, we'll say like Mexico or South American countries and such that are like very, very, very religious, because they're like, no, and this is also like abortion is involved in this conversation, where like because of the religion, they're like, no, you can't take the life, you can't decide to take your own life. There's another way. There's hope. So like, how do you guys feel though about that? Would you do it? Or if a family member came to you, what would you do?
On the situation, like you said, disease. Before, I mean, I knew about a little bit about euthanasia or everything, but when you just said, like, when it has to do with health reasons, I kind of understand. Like, sometimes if you're dealing with pain day after day after day after day, or you're seeing your relative or your friend just deal with pain every day, you just kind of like, and they tell you, I'm in so much pain, you can consider that, like, I think it's time. But if it's like due to depression or something else that I won't say it's easily fixed, but there is like room there for
growth and moving forward,
reconstruction. Then I don't think for that matter, in those matters, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I feel like everything that he said is what I would have said. Like I feel like if someone chooses to end their own suffering when they're actually like just suffering, they have no choice but to suffer, like cancer or any kind of real disease that doesn't allow you a real life, um, if you are able to make that decision, if you're in a good state of mind, like obviously you're suffering, but if you can still think for yourself and make decisions, and it's a choice that you can make, then I guess I don't see a issue with that being a thing. But like Daniel Asada said, "Oh wait, you're
Carlos Chorizo.
You're Carlos Chorizo." Like Carlos Chorizo said, yeah, if it's something like depression, or you just like depressed, or if you're suffering from like stress and depression, anxiety, whatever, then yeah, to take your life and say like, okay, I'm gonna what's it called? What's the word for? I'm gonna euthanate myself. Is that the thing?
Euthanize.
I'm gonna look to get assisted suicide or to commit assisted suicide, whatever. Then no, I don't think that is right.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, and I'm probably gonna say this a lot in this podcast, but like it comes down to personal choice. If anything comes down to your own choice, as long as you're not hurting anyone or whatever, no one should get involved. Now, I say that with a grain of salt because obviously we know like people that have depression, stress, whatever, hurt themselves, and we should try not to let them do that. But I mean, just like for regular things such as assisted suicide, abortion, gay rights, stuff like that. If this is something that we shouldn't be like, I shouldn't tell someone like, oh, you shouldn't kill yourself if they're going through that pain and stuff. But me personally, I've always been more hopeful, I guess, more like maybe there's another way, because I'm against a lot of like the death penalty and stuff like that. Yeah. So I would support some means of like preserving that person's life, so far as they're not suffering. So like you guys had said, like if there's some kind of disease that they're just fighting through, then yeah, if that's what they do. But there's also been cases where like the elderly basically decide like, you know what, I'm ready to go. I'm not suffering. I'm not sick. I'm just old, and I'm ready to go. And a lot of places don't allow that, which is, like I said, one of those things where like I can see what they're going for, what they're trying to do, like save this person's life. But if they're conscious, they're not. No one's forcing them. No one is like, oh, you have to end it. Like no, they're making their own decision. Yeah. Like this is the end for me. I'm ready to move on. Then yeah, it's good thing.
Maybe they put like an age limit. Like if you're 70 and you're tired of living, then come on down to but
God. The marketing for that is crazy.
Yeah, to do something like that, then I feel like okay, maybe like if you're just old and you can hardly move, maybe you're in a senior citizens facility now and no one's going to visit you. You're just lonely and just tired, and you're over a certain age. Then maybe, because I mean, who's wiser than you at that point? Who can really tell you what you would do?
This would be like, ooh, I'm 21 now, I can drink. Ooh, now I'm 75, I can go kill myself.
I can end it now. But it's interesting. It's interesting because, like, once again, from the Latino perspective, it's like, imagine like one of our grandparents is like, I'm ready to go. And they're like healthy and everything, but they're just like done. Like, I love you guys, but I'm ready to go. Like, can you imagine how your parents would respond to that? Be like, no, that's local.
They're being selfish. Though people will think they're being selfish.
Yeah, and it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough. And even if it was like someone going through cancer or whatever, they'd be like, no, the Lord's gonna be there with you.
Yeah,
and it's frustrating. Because it comes from a place of love. That's one thing.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously it comes from a place of love. But at the same time, it comes from a place of ignorance and control. Where it's hard for you to make your own decisions. in our
Could this
community.
be a slippery slope of in any way?
How so?
Could it? I'm saying, ethically, would it be?
For euthanasia?
Mm-hmm.
Well, just something like that, like I was saying earlier, like depression, or you're just stressed at the moment. So, I'm pretty sure, no, I wouldn't say I'm pretty sure, but unfortunately, some of us have been in a situation where we feel like we just don't want to be here anymore. And fortunately, we've overcome that.
Yeah.
But, at the time, imagine you had that avenue. When you were at your lowest point, imagine you had that. Not knowing the future you have today.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, had you decided because you were at your lowest point, you decide, I'm done. You sign off, and at that moment, you feel like you have all your senses. You are in control of yourself, and you're making the right decision, and that's it.
Maybe they could set up some type of counseling, if you wanted to go that route.
Basically, that's what there is when you're making that decision.
Oh yeah.
There's obviously. You're not just going I want to end, and the doctor's like, sign here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then over here. Yeah, okay, cool. It's like, no, it's like they talk to you, you go to therapy and all that, and once it's all said and done, you're like, yeah. But even then, I feel like in our culture, it would be very hard. It would be very hard to convince.
It'd just be a very liberal thing to do, I think.
Yeah.
A liberal thing to add to the list.
Because it doesn't matter, if you're taking the liberal, the super left side standpoint, it's let people do what they want.
Yeah.
Let people do what they want. Let people express themselves and just live the life that they want to live. And if they don't want to live it no more, then let them assist to suicide, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say that right, man. But euthanasia. Let them euthanize themselves or whatever. But, man, I don't know. I can't tell no one to live. But like you said, if you're going through a really rough patch in life, you just, this fork in the road that just you just stuck, and there's an option like that, you never know what comes out. You'll never know what comes after. Does that matter? Probably not, because once you're gone, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not being able to see the progress that you will make in the future, just thinking about maybe our own scenarios in our own life, and where if we've ever felt that way, we would have never been here right now, talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I don't know. They should keep that very, for a very small group of people, anyone with terminal illness, and like you said, maybe old folks who are just tired,
Mm-hmm. I definitely think there should be an option. There should be more outreach, more talk about it, more understanding, so that people know that they have this option rather than just trying to off themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, even if you might want to make that decision, they're not just going to end it there and then. They're going to help you take those steps, go to therapy, go to counseling and stuff like that. But going into so for something a little more, it's gonna get a little more serious.
We're gonna switch the gears up a little bit.
It's gonna be a little more depressing.
Oh, we're gonna down the tempo. Bring the napkins out.
It's gonna get really sad right now. Maybe, I don't know. But basically, I think each one of us has had that thought at some point in our life, whether it was suicide or harming ourselves or whatever.
Through our quarter life crises.
And clearly we've overcome it, and we're not that old ourselves, so we know that many of you are either going through it or might have gone through it or may go through it. But one thing that we want you to understand, and everyone's different, everyone's unique, everyone's situation is their own that they must overcome. But each one of us overcame ours. I overcame mine through, as cliche as corny as it sounds, I overcame mine through love and accepting myself, and accepting those around me, and cutting off people that, letting go of people that just were too toxic for you, and embracing those that were showing love, but you yourself were so stuck that you were not willing to accept that love. And, maybe it's time that you accept that love and take the time to love yourself so that you can get out of that. Because when you're in that situation, it feels like you're alone. It feels like no one can understand you. Even people that are going through it, you feel like they don't understand me. They think they understand because they're going through this, but they're not going through what I'm going through. And it's understandable. No one is going through what you're going through, but you can make it out. I know you can. I felt like I couldn't, and I'm here today. And I don't know if you guys want to share anything in that.
Basically the same thing, yeah. You just learn to love yourself, accept yourself, and either embrace people you have around you or cut them out if they're affecting it in any way.
I think there's one thing that I've heard, and it depends, I guess, on what you believe in. And I guess apply this to your life how it fits. But I've heard it said that God would not put you through the things that he puts you through if he thought that you could not overcome it.
What's that saying? Dios aprieta pero no ahorca.
Yeah. So that God squeezes, but he won't choke you, right? Is that the translation?
Yeah, something similar.
So something along those lines. So basically, no matter what you're going through, the fact that you're going through it should kind of tell you in a way that you can overcome it. You know, like, I don't know. And I guess there's scenarios that I can think of where that just won't apply because there's just some people in the world who just suffer immensely that just would not make sense. But no matter what you're going through, like he said, Daniel Asada said, you'll get through it, you know, some way, somehow, find a way. For everyone, everyone's struggle is different. It's unique. The way that you get through it will not be the same as the person next to you. But the thing is that if you don't try to get through it, and if you just, you know, mope around and malinger, then you'll never know how to get yourself out of that rut, you know. So just know there's people out there who will support you and are rooting for you every step of the way. And if there's not, then root for yourself because you have something to live for. You have a life. You're unique in your own way. Embrace yourself and know that you are strong and you will get through whatever it is that you're going through. But, yeah.
And if you guys have any, like, if you guys feel like you need to talk to anybody or feeling like you're going through something really bad and you're in trouble, suicide hotline number will be like down in the caption below. Yeah. They're always open 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to talk. You can talk to a friend, a loved one. But sometimes I found it easier to talk to people I barely knew. And you might feel like you're just throwing your problems on them. But, you know, there are some people that are good listeners. They're there to listen. But once again, you know, you can call the suicide hotline and just, you don't understand like how much relief you feel just letting it out. And for my men out there, boys that feel like, oh, you know, I'm a man, like, don't be afraid to cry. Just let it out. Like, everyone needs a good cry every once in a while.
One thing that helped me when I was going through my thing, even because I felt like I couldn't talk to anybody, was I got a notebook and I wrote everything down, just freely wrote everything out. And just doing that, it literally just gets it all out. And then you look at it, you have a record of everything that you've gone through. You look, it's like a diary. You go back, you read things, and you look at yourself where you are now. And you're just like, whoa, look at where I'm at now. And then you see the progress coming, the growth and the progress coming with you.
Yeah.
Definitely, that's a good point. Definitely embrace your art, you know, embrace yourself. That's where you get to know yourself. It's like, maybe writing isn't for you. Maybe you want to paint, you want to draw, you want to dance, you know, express yourself in your way and don't worry about what anyone has to say. Like, I know how sometimes you may feel like, oh, people are watching me and you feel insecure. Like, just be yourself, just be free and love yourself and you'll overcome it.
Yeah, most definitely. And you guys can reach out to us too, you know, if there is ever a time that you feel like you need to talk to someone and you don't know who to reach out to. Spicy Tacos got your back. Daniel Asada, Ernesto Pastor, and Carlos Chorizo. I did it wrong, but you know, you know. Just reach out to the Spicy Taco family, and we probably won't give the best advice, but we'll listen and we'll be there.
Yeah, well, this was a little darker episode, but we really wanted to make sure that you guys know that there's people that care out there for you. And yeah, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a like, subscribe to our channel, share it with your friends, and leave a comment if you've gone through something and overcame it. Maybe you're going through something now and you're seeking help. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and on there as well you can message us if you're going through something and need to talk to someone. You should be able to find our own personal pages on there. So, feel free to contact us if you're going through it. Have a beautiful, blessed rest of your week.
Love thyself.
Be positive.
Love thy neighbor.
Surround yourself with positive energy.
Embrace yourself.
Say something, Danny.
Love
I'm
Danny.
just so damn. We need to do something that's bringing this.
We're gonna bring it up, but
We need to do something.
sometimes we need to. But
So
yeah,
somber.
and you know what? Okay, we'll bring it up. Dance. Go to a party.
Sing.
Sing.
Avoid
Even if
drinking.
I have a horrible voice, but I love singing so much.
All of that's true.
Just do it.
Get out there. Just go fucking. Just 20 seconds of just insane confidence. Just go out there.
Scream.
That's all it takes sometimes.
Play some soccer, some basketball. Just let it out.
Put down your phone. Stop masturbating. Stop moping around and drinking alcohol all the time. Fucking just go nuts.
You got this. We love you. And take care.
We love you. Bye.